There's more on RuneScape 3 in this week's Behind the Scenes with news on an upcoming HTML5 beta. But first, Mod Olo has been making life better for Dungeoneers.
Dungeoneering is a skill where players explore the dungeons of Demonheim and they can fight monsters and solve puzzles and try and get us deeper and deeper into the dungeon. We've made two changes, the first of which is we've added some offhand weapons. When we released Dungeoneering first, we didn't put any offhand weapons in. This is a gap in the Dungeoneering content that we wanted to fill. Having offhand weapons allows the player to more customise their character, and that gives a whole range of new strategies and tactics they can use within Dungeoneering. We've made offhand versions of all the one-handed weapons that exist in Dungeoneering, but we've also added in new wands, orbs and throwing knives, as well as ranged and mage shields. Dungeoneering is fairly melee heavy, there's a lot of melee weapons, and we wanted to add in some more variety for the magic weapons and for ranged weapons. We've also added a new reward to Dungeoneering, which is a charming imp. The charming imp is a little imp that sits in your backpack and he'll collect charms for you, so he'll magically teleport charms when they're dropped by monsters into your backpack, saving you time. You could configure the charming imp to collect only the charms you want, so you can ask him to only collect, say, red and blue charms, and it will give you a small amount of experience as a sort of thank you for letting him keep the other charms. The charming imp is purchased from the rewards trader in Demonheim. The charming imp will speed up your charm collecting and will cost you 100,000 Dungeoneering tokens.
A large part of RuneScape 3 is the Html5 engine. It gives us smoother graphics, a deeper colour palette and a much further draw distance to give you a truer sense of Gielinor.
RuneScape becomes a brighter and more atmospheric place, leading to a more engaging gameplay experience.
So the extended draw distance means that suddenly the world of RuneScape opens up. You notice more landmarks, things are more recognisable, you're no longer relying on the map. And that means that you can just explore and you can see that there's something over the next hill. You can see that those pieces of geometry that our modelers have put a lot of effort into can be seen from miles away. And you can use them to find your way around the world.
We've given the graphics team the ability to add skyboxes across the surface world. So you'll see blue skies, clouds, foggy mists in Mauritania, all sorts of weather effects that you've not seen in the game before.
So one of the things we get from HTML5 is the fact that there are no more little loading boundaries. You'll notice as you walk across RuneScape, every now and again you see a little bit of loading coming up and it kind of staggers the experience. We've made it far more seamless. HTML5 allows us to stream the world to you continuously, so you no longer have to stop and start when you're moving. RuneScape has 12 years of content. It's been continuously updated week on week. Moving all of that content to HTML5 has been a significant challenge.
So we've had a team working for over a year now to move the game client and engine over to HTML5.
Previously, when we moved from RuneScape to RuneScape 2, we invested a lot of our time into updating the graphics, bringing them in line with what we needed for the new engine. What we're doing with HTML5 is taking all that work that we've already done, adding a little bit on top of it and making it really shine. RuneScape's very large. And like I said, there's a lot of content there. There's a lot of testing to make sure that HTML5 is operating correctly with everything that we've already built. And who better to help us with that than the community? For
the new HTML5 beta, we're going to recruit a small subsection of the RuneScape community. It's going to have a wide cross-section of computers so that we can test the game client on as many different specifications as possible.
We'd love to invite everyone. But as we're tracking everybody's activity in the beta, we need to keep that group to a much smaller number. If players want to be part of that first round, all they have to do is register their interest.
Sign-ups begin on the 3rd of April. We'll be launching the beta later that month. Before the sign-ups go live, we'll be posting a news post, so keep an eye on the website for more information.
Castle Wars gets a refresh in next week's Behind the Scenes, and we get a first look at RuneScape 3's tear and share interface. Oh, and in the meantime, keep an eye out for another bonus Behind the Scenes.